we're not working here in like a real world VFX production, meaning that we don't have a proper brief, we don't have any indications, we don't have references, concept art. So that's why we have this little fun tool here. That is really to help you guys make decisions so you guys know exactly where you are going. Because if you don't know exactly where you're going, you're gonna shoot like in every direction, and in the end your shot is gonna be such a mess of different stuff colliding but that do not work together. That is one of the biggest traps I think people fall into when they do matte painting, when they just try to combine photos, not knowing exactly what the time of the day it's supposed to be. They will then try to combine a photo that has been taken, let's say at noon, with another photo that has been that has been taken around 6 p.m. and those photos, they just cannot work together. We can cheat a little bit for sure, but you really want to be physically accurate as much as possible. So this brief builder is just made for that, to help you guys make decisions and do something really exciting and fun as well. So the first thing you want to do is choose a kit from Kitbash 3D, which is a really cool website by my friend Max Berman. So if you go on the website and you click on View Kits, you will see that they have those really awesome packs of 3D assets. So what you're going to do is choose one. For example, let's say I'm going to choose the Future Slums kit, which is really awesome and really detailed. So I'm going to choose this one. Next thing I want to do is to choose the type of environment I would like this kit to sit into. And you have a few choices. Don't feel limited by those choices. I mean, it's really up to you. The goal is that you have a clear idea of the type of environment it's supposed to be sitting in. So, but for example, if you choose like the first choice we have is tropical lush jungles. And if I go to this other website, which is called photobash.org, that is another really cool resources I use a lot. They have those really awesome photo packs. So let's say I choose tropical lush jungles. Well, I see they have this tropical hills here pack, which is quite nice. This could be the photo pack you use then to create your shot. So that would be for the type of environment. You can also choose a desert type of environment. That would be something like this, for example. So something really dry, almost no vegetation. So usually typically red, yellow, something like that. Let's see if they have other desert packs here. I mean, so as I said, it can also come from other websites. It can be Gumroad packs. It also can come from mattepaint.com, which is another really cool website here. Like if I go to desert, here they have quite desertic locations that are really cool as well. It can also be a Nordic type of environment, and by that I mean anything like, for example, Norway, Alaska. For example, if I choose like your Nordic nature, that would be typically a Nordic type of landscape. So usually quite overcast, but not necessarily, but kind of cold, you know, and mountains, a bit of snow, but not completely white though. That would be, for example, for the Arctic type of landscape where everything would be mostly snow, like let's say, for example, this snowy landscapes. That's a typical really snowy landscape. Then the last choice we have is a European type of landscape, and by that I simply mean any kind of green countryside, I guess. It's really up to you. Once again, don't feel too limited by those choices. So once you've chosen your kit and the type of environment, another really critical thing you need to know before you start jumping into the production of your shot is what is the time of the day. That is really important because that is going to guide your lighting. So you need to decide this. So it can either be dawn of dusk, sunset, so that's where the sun is really low, or it can be during the day, so that's pretty much any time between, I don't know, 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. depending on the season and where you live, obviously. But let's say just blue sky, or just daytime, that's what it is. And finally night, so that's when there's no sun at all, or extremely low light, I guess. So for example, if you go to mattepaint.com, they have a lot of really cool skies here. So you choose the time of the day, and then you need to choose the type of sky. That is also something that is going to be really critical, that is going to influence the lighting a lot. So you can choose either clear, that means no clouds or almost no clouds at all. You can choose a bit of cloud, so that's really 50-50, something like that. And finally, really overcast, stormy, foggy. So once again, don't feel limited by this. Just choose one clear direction. So let's say, for example, you've chosen dawn, dusk, sunset, along with clear, well, it would be this type of sky. You have a bit of clouds, but it's mostly completely clear. If you chose, however, sunset with a bit of clouds, well, it would be something more like this, I guess, where you do have some clouds, or something like this also. Or if you, let's say you choose now also a completely overcast, then it would be something more like this, where you have very few sunlight or almost no sunlight at all. So I think Matte Paint is a pretty good resource for that, but on photobas.org they also have a bunch of really cool skies. Like for example, they have this dramatic skies that I really like a lot. So once again, don't feel too limited. It's really just to help you guys make decisions that are going to make the process a lot easier. Those are really things you need to decide, because if you don't make those decisions early on, you're going to get lost and you're going to try to combine stuff that are not meant to be combined together, like photos that come from different sources that are not taken at the same time of the day. So you got to really know where your sun is in your sky and what time of the day it is, so what the type of environment it is, and the amount of clouds in the sky. That's what it is. So yeah, I mean, I would say just have fun, watch a few films, look at references, and try to come up with a few briefs.